Liverpool lost. They lost. I mean, I would have taken a draw, but these men lost. Think about it. It's like asking your girl for a threesome, but she doesn't take you to an all-girls orgy.
Hex, I try explain. Tell me no why you're none fear stress my brain. Me hex them, vex them, still a text, I still a try fi explain. See me on the right, girl, better take the left lane. Hex, I try explain.
Wagwan fellow members of the Wasteman Mafia. This is your boy Rome. Welcome back to the 4th official. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's start off today with a little bit of breaking news for the boys, alright? And the first thing we'll talk about is the Premier League concussion substitution protocol. And that sounds like a lot. It really is. But what this is the Premier League is about to or has already implemented the concussion substitution protocol, which means each team has up to 2 substitutions for any player who's injured and is deemed as been suffering from a slight, severe, small, minor concussion. Which means regardless of how much regular substitutions you might have at the time, you and your opponent, if you have a player that goes up, at a head injury, suffers a concussion, mild or not, you will have that concussion substitution, which gives you an opportunity not to suffer. On the flip side, we have to take care of our players' welfare. And also, it's not necessarily your fault or fault of others. Head injuries are normally 2 players going up for a challenge, and it's really, really rough to see you're at your final substitution or you don't have a substitution and someone suffers a concussion. And the protocol is that if your player suffers a concussion, they have to come off. So I think this is a good move by the Prem. Alright, Red Devils, I know what you're here for, and it's for the Manchester United update. So the first thing we'll talk about is Lingard, Jesse Lingard. And it looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not taking any prisoners, man. Lingard is no longer a part of the 22-man official squad. And to me, it's not very harsh. Lingard has not been playing well for the past 3 years of the season. He had a pretty good World Cup with England, and since then, it just hasn't been the same. And I feel like it's the right time to get Lingard out of the team and start bringing other people through. And, the only memory I have of Lingard is the FA Cup final goal, or that, one run that he ran through the entire team at Watford and scored that solo goal. But Lingard definitely hasn't been playing well. So I'm not really too upset that he's no longer in the squad. I'm happy Solskjaer is, wheeling the axe and getting rid of all of the deadwood. And, that's football. Players move on. But Manchester United will always be there. So Lingard no longer a part of the squad. And then the good news about that is Amad Diallo is the one that's going to be taking over for him. You're yet to see him play for Manchester United, but there's nothing but rave reviews coming out of Italy for him. So I'm looking forward to see that young boy step out. And the next person we have to talk about is Pellistri. We're going to talk about eventually all of the people that are going on loan from Manchester United are already on loan. But they bought Pellistri last summer. They didn't expect him immediately to jump in the first team. And he was playing with the under-23s the entire time this season. And so they realized that maybe, just maybe, he needs to get out on a loan deal. So Pellistri is now going to Spain, play for Celta Vigo, which is relatively mid-table team in Spain, which he should be able to get some playing time, playing with the first team, which is essential to getting that experience. And I'd love to see I'd love to see what he can do when he goes on there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna start watching Celta Vigo games now because, of course, Manchester United fans follow Manchester United players. Alright, so make you brush a little bit and just give you guys a heads up of all the games that's coming on this weekend. For the Prem, only one game on this Saturday, and that's Newcastle and Aston Villa. Aston Villa has been playing some good football this season, so I can't wait to see how they look against Newcastle, who's struggling. So Arsenal have Southampton this weekend. That's for the FA Cup. Although next week, midweek, they have Southampton again. Of course, it's the FA Cup. So, of course, they gave Manchester City an easy draw. I don't even know the team that they're playing. I don't even know the team that they're playing know the team that they're playing. It's kind of rough. So, basically, those are the only 2 games of note on Saturday. Moving forward to Sunday, where there's more FA Cup games. Some of the games that are of note, again, Chelsea playing Luton, another easy draw for Chelsea. Basically, the only Premier League teams that are playing Premier League teams this round is Fulham and Burnley, Manchester United and Liverpool. And so this round is going to be very difficult for Manchester United. We got the hardest round to play. And it's going to be a great game. And so let's talk a little bit about Manchester United and Liverpool. Last week was a difficult game with Liverpool, not going to lie. It ended 0-0, of course, but we should have won that game. No doubt we should have won that game. But this week is going to be even more challenging because, one, I think we need to rest players. Yeah, we have a few players that need to be rested, and I don't think Liverpool will be resting their players to come into this game because, one, they're playing against Manchester United, their biggest rivals, and two, they're very low on confidence, so they might be seeking a avenue to build confidence within their team, within their front three as well, because we know for Roberto Firmino, he's the biggest defensive striker alive, the most prolific defensive striker. The man can't score. Mane is not going through a good time right now, and Salah seems a shadow of himself. So Liverpool will be seeking to get confidence in those guys. And for me, I don't know about you other Manchester United fans, especially you Twitter fans out there, Manchester United fans, saying they don't mind if we lose this Sunday because our focus is on the league. Are you mad, bro? Well, excuse the fuck out of me, bro. That shit is like having sex with a girl and going like, yeah, I don't care if I have an orgasm, I'm good. Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. You're Manchester United, bro, which means you're playing the game to win, especially against Liverpool, bro. I don't care what you man talking about. You don't mind if we lose. If we lose, I'll be pissed as shit. Not only are we losing to Liverpool, bro, but you're getting kicked out of the FA Cup. Here's the thing, bro. I don't understand why you man think that it's okay for us to lose, especially in our cup, where we haven't won a silverware in years. But I'm going to give you, man, 5 reasons why I think Manchester United need to beat Liverpool. Reason number 1. It's Liverpool, bro. Reason number 2. Them whole team playing like fertilizer, bro. The whole team of shit. Of course you need to beat them. Reason number 3. This could kill their confidence, bro. Make them man implode. You remember Chelsea after the year after them win the league with Mourinho? Finish like 15th or so. So if we do them, bro. Reason number 4. We need to advance in this cup, bro. Do as much as we can to get silverware, to get these man past that mentality, to grow these man winning mentality, bro. That's the only way we are going to win the league. Advance and play tough games. And this is a tough game and we need to win it. And reason number 5. And the most important reason why we need to win this game. It's Liverpool, bro. Alright, it's been a while since we talked about this, so we're going to bring it up this week. Fantasy Prem. How you guys doing with your Fantasy Premier League? Mine has been shaky, but I had a really good week this weekend, I'm not going to lie. Made a few changes. Got rid of Pickford out of my goal and bring in Martinez. This boy has been good. Arsenal, you crackheads for letting him go. I need to fix my defense, really. I'm not going to lie. Like, Ward not giving me nothing. Bradley not giving me nothing. So the next changes that I'm making in my defense, the next changes that I'll be making is definitely in my defense. My midfield looks strong. I like the way it looks right now. I'm probably going to get Souček out and bring in Foden because Foden is playing really well lately. So Foden, I'm next pick. And up front, we have Antonio and Kane. And on the bench, we have Martial. Now, Martial is coming in back into the next round. And I'm probably going to drop Souček. But Antonio has just been killing it since he come back. I'm glad he's back. And can't wait for him to stay in my team. I am probably going to give back the captaincy to Bruno. I feel like he's going to show up against Sheffield. And I'm going to make Pogba be my vice captain because Pogba has been playing immensely lately. Again, I need to make some changes. I'm probably going to get rid of our defender, bring in someone else who's probably going to give me some points. Maybe a left back or a right back. Members of the Waveman Mafia, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the video if you're new. Make sure you take care of yourself in these trying times. Take care of your family. Take care of others. Mess up yourself. Manners.